Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Messages from Above with Toni G. Toni is a world-renowned psychic medium. She has had the gift of being a psychic medium and channel her entire life. Toni hosts 2 TV shows, Create a Life You Love and Psychic Medium Toni G. She is also the author of 5 books. Being a healer and a hypnotist as well, it is her purpose and her passion to help you in every way she can. Phone lines are open now. Call in 858-365-5593 and let Toni answer your questions about life, love, finances, or help you connect with a loved one on the other side. Enjoy the show. Hello, happy Monday, and welcome to Messages from Above. This is Toni Greene. I'll be taking callers, answering questions. When I say your area code, please have a very, very specific question ready for me. And it is one question per person and not one run-on question where I give you an answer and then you go, oh, okay, well, what about this? If you have a lot of questions or you need a lot of information about a specific subject or many subjects, you can schedule an appointment with me. You can go to my website, tonig.info, and there's all the information there that you need about scheduling an appointment, a private session. But this show is specifically to help people with one specific question that they have about life, love, finances, career, so on and so forth. And just before we go to the first caller, today we're going to do a clearing to start off the show, just a little, just making sure, like, what's coming through, what do we need? They always say love first. We need love. So I'm going to say we're accepting love. We are accepting love, and I get a no on that, so we're going to clear that. And what that means is basically that when people show us love, give us love, try to love us, we see it, feel it, hear it, understand the way they're trying to love us. And I am getting that we really don't. And it's difficult because we all have our own way of showing love and giving love. So if one person shows love one way and another person shows love another way, do we always understand the way they show that love? So there are many books on this out there. One of them is, I think it's the 5 Languages of Love. And that's just one of them. There are many, many books out there. But basically, one way of giving and showing love is sometimes people, they buy things for people. And that doesn't mean they're trying to buy their love. That's just how they express love. Or touch. Touch is another way of showing love for some people. Hugs, kisses, putting the hand on the shoulder or rubbing the hair. Any sort of touch is a way, appropriate touch, is a way of showing love. And some people only have one language, one love, one way of showing love. And they really don't or can't do other ways of showing love. And so to understand how somebody is giving you love, another way of showing love is time. spending time with you, giving up precious time. And time is the one real thing that we have on earth, right? So in other dimensions, it's my understanding, there is no time in heaven. They don't have watches. They don't have clocks. There is no time there. And we do. We have like minute by minute, day by day, week by week, year by year, which we gauge that time like, okay, we have this much time. We think we have this much time on this planet, so we're gonna try to use it and accomplish the most that we can. And let's go into accomplish. What does that really mean in the bigger scheme of things? Because we know what we're taught that it means. It means to be the best, to be the best in the home, be the best child, be the best student, be the best employee, get the best grades, get the best job at the best company, get the best pay, get the best house, get the best car. And we're taught all of these things. And if we ever feel that we fall short in those moments, we feel like we're not being successful. We're not accomplishing, right? So, and we'll round this back to time in a second. But what if being successful has nothing to do with what other people think or have told you should accomplish, but being successful means following everything you know inside of you, everything you feel inside of you, listening to those intuitive voices that say, go in this direction instead of that direction, do this instead of that. What if that's what success is? And then at the end of time, if you followed one path, you might, let's say you got the best job, the best house, and maybe you were very, 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 very happy. Because I do believe happiness comes with certain things. Like you can follow your purpose, but if you're dirt poor and you can't afford to live, you're going to be stressed out. So it's a combination and a balance, obviously. But in the end, when our time ends, we look back, or we want to, either while we're still in our physical body or after we leave our physical body. And believe me, I know I've talked to enough people who have left their physical body, quite a few, I would say. And one of the things is that when we look back, we say, did I, the time I spent, no matter how much time it was I happy? Was I filled with fear? Did I have a lot of conflict I didn't need based on fear? And that's basically what success could be thought of as. Did I have a happy life, a peaceful life, a life filled with love? And in those moments when you can say, yeah, I did, and whether that means the best house or just the best feeling house, and that can be, again, the same thing, that's where you know you're spending your time correctly. And if you're spending your time correctly, and time is a commodity, just like air is a commodity. Even though it's free, we need to think of it as a commodity because we don't value it. We don't put a lot of value on time. We don't put a lot of value on air or sometimes some of the other things that we just kind of take for granted. And if we make that a commodity, if we start to say, okay, I had 12 hours today. I spent 4 of them binge watching TV. Is this a judgment? No. Did that bring me happiness? Did that bring me chaos? Did that bring me joy? Did that bring me peace? Okay, good. Now, if I have 12 hours and I spent 8 hours begrudgingly working for somebody else, and having conflict, that's not bringing me peace. And if I need those 4 hours to escape my 8 hours of conflict, then we want to reevaluate. We want to get in a place where we're happy. That doesn't always mean jumping ship into a new job. That means figuring out why there's chaos, why there's conflict, why it's like this. Sometimes it does mean a new job. The bottom line is at the end of time, at the end of your time, what are you going to look back? Like, just do this now. Do it now so you can change your future. So if I look back now and I say I spent just yesterday was a Sunday. It was a little stormy in the afternoon, but good during the day here where I am. So did I spend my yesterday in peace? Did I spend it in conflict? Did I spend it in, how did I spend my yesterday? I was given this day to spend, let's just like use it in a monetary tone, monetary way. And what did I accomplish with my yesterday? Was it a good day? Did I spend this day correctly? And then we go back a week. Did I spend that week correctly? And if you're not getting good answers, figure out where the problem is and then resolve that. Resolution means you have to let go of certain things in your life so that you can be at peace and you can be in that space of love and happiness and joy. Then that's what you need to do. Because at the end of the day, the only person you're responsible for is you. You cannot control other people. You cannot control how they're going to behave or what they're going to do. And even after you have conversations with them, it doesn't mean that things are going to change. And believe me, if I know one thing, people have to change on their own. You can't talk them into change. So if we are looking at our time here and how we're spending it, and are we in that place of spending it with love and peace and productivity, then we know the answer, and we can base it on the last 72 hours because we tend to repeat patterns. So having said all of that, okay, this all started with receiving love and how we receive love. But if we're spending our time in certain ways, we're also not receiving love then, okay? So anyway, let's get to callers. I'm going to try to get to callers today. I'm going to take as many as I can. Please remember, have a very, very specific question ready for me. Now, there are 2 415 callers, so I'm going to go to the first caller, and they're both in a row, by the way. I'm going to go to 415-758 first because that was the first person. Hi, 415. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jessica. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Jessica, what's your question for the day?
So I have been doing a lot of pitching of my services to to magazines as well as to police organizations to do trainings, to write for magazines and then to do trainings for police officers. But I find myself this morning, I was composing another email about my services, but I sort of paused, and I'm just trying to find a new way of how to do this because I know not everybody is aware of, everyone's at different levels of consciousness about what's going on these days, and I don't know if my emails are really landing with them, or I don't know how to actually, I guess my question is how am I able to effectively get through to people who aren't at the same level of understanding of what's happening in the world in order for me to help them, because that's what I want to do.
Okay. Okay, so I 100% get what you're saying, and I'm going to use a little bit of an analogy here. When I first started healing work, I had a list of people that they were my go-to. I am going to heal these people because in my vision, in my mind, these were the people that I, A, wanted to help, and B, needed help. And this is a no-brainer, right? It's just a no-brainer. But what the universe and God had taught me was don't seek those out that I think are needing this. Those who want it will come to me. Okay? Those who are seeking this will show up to me, and they'll be at that same level of care that I can provide is the level of care that they're needing at that moment. Now, although you're very passionate about what you're doing, you have to understand that in this moment in time, in this world, not only in the U.S., but in the whole world, there's so much I want to say to you, Jessica. Oh, my goodness, but I try to keep my show not political. I try to keep my show, I know.
Political now. So, so say it. I'm open to it because, that's the whole thing. Spiritual people need to be political now.
And we do. But as soon as I say something, all my callers drop and my clients stop coming to me because we're bombarded with this. Okay, we're bombarded. We can't go on any social media without hearing left, right, sex trafficking. Okay? But my point, what I want to say to you right now is we're bombarded. The police departments are bombarded. They're barely surviving. Cops are barely surviving. If people really knew, and it makes me so angry because I love cops. Listen, they're my go-to. Something goes down, something goes wrong, the first thing we do is call police. Okay, that's our first line of defense. I don't care what anyone says. And when I see some of the videos that are out there, and a lot of people aren't seeing the videos, a lot of people are not aware of the extent of the violence that's going on right now, not only towards cops, but towards people in jail. And I implore you, please, look up the videos. I said to somebody a couple months ago.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
A couple months ago, I said to somebody, hey, did you hear about this takeover in Seattle, this Chaz? And they said, oh, what, did you hear about that on Fox? I go, no, I don't even listen to the news anymore. If I see a headline, I search videos. I look up Chaz videos because video never lies. It might not be the whole video, it might not be the whole story, but you're going to get a much better idea of what's going on. So what I want to say is, although your idea is good, the timing sometimes sucks. Sometimes right now, approaching certain groups is going to be problematic just because they're freaking overwhelmed and they're working double and triple shifts, and the last thing they're going to have time for is something that's non-essential, not required. And I know I know a lot of police in my area, and I know of a lot of police, and I know a lot of police out of my area. They're barely getting sleep. Putting anything more on their plate right now is impossible. So do what you do, and yes, it is good, but don't have that be your start a little small, start in a different area, build that credential, and then when things calm down, maybe November 4th, you can reapproach. And I'm getting that it won't be until December into January that things are going to start to calm down. Okay? But until then, you can blog a great deal. You can do articles a great deal. Get that built up, and then when things are calm and people have maybe just even the wherewithal and an extra 5 minutes, that might be the time to approach. I just feel like right now,
pay, though. That's why that's the issue there.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
All of those things, like just writing articles, which I am, those are all not pay. So, that if I was going in, then that would help them deal with what they're going through. So it's like a catch-22.
And again, of all the police I know and all the police I know of, they're completely burnt out right now because they're working double shifts. So when you think about it that way, are they really going to have the time and or energy, the will and or want to sit through somebody telling them how to do their job or how to feel about things right now, when they're just, honestly, police are just trying to survive right now. They've all got targets on their back because of these groups who have said it's open season on them. So they're following them home from police stations. I think sometimes you can have a great idea with horrible timing. So if you want something for pay, you might need to look to other groups and organizations right now. This is not the time to be lecturing or teaching them because they don't have the wherewithal, the energy to sit through a training because they're just trying to get through their double shift. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. And I think that's probably why I was held back today to just leave it, not send another email.
Absolutely. I mean, the time will come when this might be more appropriate. This just is not the time. And I implore anyone who's listening to this show, if you disagree with the way the police do their job, become a cop. Become a cop. Change it effectively that way. If you feel like our police force is whatever it is and it's not up to your standards, go apply. Take the training. Do a ride-along for 3 days straight. And then come back and let's have that conversation. But until then, please let them do their job because the majority of them are really, really in it for the right reason. I really want to thank you for calling in today. I hope that I get to hear back from you. I'm going to go to the next 415 caller, which is 415-416.
Hello. This is Ann.
Hello. How are you? I hope we're laughing for the same reason. What's
you always
your name,
make
love?
me laugh on Monday. This is Ann from California.
Hey, Ann. How can I help you today?
I would like to look at if I have a block. Well, I do have a block, kind of for starting over. So I'd like to clear. I feel like I'm ready to move location, and I kind of have a dreading. Moving is always like raw. So I'd like to change that dread feeling to an excited feeling for a new start.
Okie dokie. So, Ann, I love this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for not. Thank you so much. Thank you. I just sometimes like. Oh my gosh. Okay, Ann. Okay, so you want to relocate, and you want to go outside of California. Am I correct?
No, I just want to be in a more less city atmosphere. I like to be close to a city, but I know now with everything so much more quiet that I appreciate the little more nature and a little
less
more
chaos.
quiet setting. But
I'm
a
going to tell
a half hour or go ahead.
I want to tell you something, and I know you're not thinking of relocating California, but I'm going to tell you what I heard and why I said out of California, because I keep hearing Nashville, or near Nashville, which is
funny.
Random for me to hear for someone.
Random.
But
yeah.
usually when they're saying that, there's a reason behind it. So what they want you to do is be completely open to a new beginning. This is the way they're saying it. Be completely open to a brand new beginning in a brand new atmosphere, a brand new energy. They want you to be in a completely new energy, like if you got to push a button that said start over, you can do that. And over the next 3 months, you're going to have a lot of opportunities. So what I keep getting is you're stuck. So what I want to do is I don't want to make it so specific about the move, right? Just like you being able to move. Because if we're stuck being able to move or to be able to break up with a boyfriend or to be able to get to a new job, that means we're stuck in all areas. There's something inside of us that has a fear of loss, a fear of making a mistake. So I'm just going to go with a very general, we are stuck. I get a yes. We're going to start clearing that block. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, hey. And we're going to get this going. Boom, boom, boom. And this is what, like, when I'm channeling, especially on this show, sometimes it's a bit passionate and sometimes it's a bit funny. And sometimes I'm rolling my eyes and I'm really happy there's not a camera on me. I'm kidding, kind of. I'm joking. See, I'm just trying to make everybody laugh while we do some heavy lifting of getting stuff out of us. If we laugh, it goes faster.
Great.
Okay.
I
so
feel it in my...
what I wanted... Oh, and you know what I feel? Do you feel like as this is clearing, I feel like something's being pulled out of the right side, especially near my right ear. So they have a lot of ways of clearing up. Yes, right? Okay, perfect. Thank you for confirming this. Now, this clearing and every clearing I do on every show is good for, if you're listening right now, anybody who's listening, anybody who's re-listening, it is effective for you. And if you re-listen to this show, it will just keep taking things. And if you go back and listen to other shows, oh, my goodness, there are shows about clearings for abundance. Yep, there it goes, that big breath. Keep doing that, sweet girl. Keep going. Shows for clearing, clearing us to have abundance, to have wealth, for career, for love. So please, this is one show with what we're doing today, but other shows have a lot of other clearings in them also. Now, I want to say as this clears, you're going to be open to, like, it's like the cloudy skies have just gone, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to look in other areas. And again, I hear Nashville. No, it might not be in the heart of Nashville. It might be in the outskirts of Nashville. But I want you to just, for curiosity's sake, just for the fun of it, I want you to look up jobs and areas in and around Nashville. And I just have a feeling as soon as you get on the computer, something's going to pop up, and you're going to go, oh, my goodness. Now, I'm not the boss of you, not even close. If you decide to do this, or if you don't decide to do this, I want to know either way. The next 3 months, I have to talk really fast right now. The next 3 months, you're going to have the potential to change absolutely everything in your life. It's a do-over.
Wonderful.
It's your time to be in that space where you can just recreate yourself to the person you always knew you were deep inside. And if you do relocate, it's a lot of inner power is going to come with that. Okay, I want to thank you and everybody else for listening to the show today. I'm here every Monday at noon for 30 minutes to answer your questions. Please do call back and let me know what happens with this. Okay, love?
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.